Hey, welcome back. Sorry I've been out from doing any review since I moved to a new apartment. Now as you can see my entire setup at the back. I have this own area just for my statue collections. And yeah, it was not easy moving, but yeah, at least no casualties so far. So this guy is one of the few items or pieces that I had recently since I moved. So here we are with XM Studios Black Panther. So as always, let's start with the character. This is King T'Challa. So he was the heir of the Wakandan kingdom in Africa, who actually is known for its vibranium resource. And since his father died, he's the one who basically run the kingdom. So he's one of the Avengers, one of the founders of the Avengers, and I think if I'm correct, his first appearance is in Fantastic Four, Volume 152. So yeah, and his father was murdered, and I think at some point he was like trying to investigate, and I think in different comics, I think in the Marvel universe movie, cinematic universe, his father died because of Baron Zemo. So yeah, that's a bit background of the character. So going into the piece, so this piece is actually one of my favorites from XM. So as you can see, he's actually not pretty heavy, but heavy enough, as you can see. So the base is actually quite big. Good thing it does fit in a Vesta. That's what I like about the piece. And it has this like ruined, let's say, scenario or a jungle, and then there's some ruins in this kingdom. And as you can see also is that this ruins here, which was later added by, let's say, or suggested by Marvel, were to change some, I forgot what was that, but to change this one into a more Wakandan ruin or column, so that it really resembles the Wakandan kingdom where T'Challa is a king. So in terms of paint, the piece is actually really well painted, no flaws, for me as always XM gives a very good quality in their pieces, but what I really want to highlight is the face. The face has really very nice sculpt and paint. The paint, as you can see in the close-ups, that he has some highlights in the somewhere in lower the cheek, and then in his forehead. It's very good, and then even in his eyes, the eyes are really well painted. Yeah, and then with that highlights, shadows, it somehow resembles how at the same time fierce and regal he is. So as you can see, look, this head sculpt is pretty amazing. Another thing to highlight is the lines. There's some blue lines in the costume. I really like this one because it's not just, I mean, it gives like a different tone, or let's say a different take also on the costume, and basically it separates some detailed textures from the smooth ones. So yeah, and also the paint in the cape has some tint of blue, which is actually also very good. And also highlight this, I'm not sure if this is metal, I don't think this is metal, but this is actually a very nice looking bronze kind of strap in his arms, and it's very good as well. So the piece itself, I mean the body, the sculpt is very nice. My only concern in terms of paint is the base. The base somehow, it doesn't really look like, it doesn't really pop up. That might be a good thing, but it's somehow dull in terms of paint. It doesn't. I wanted it to look like the one in the red Sonia base, the base and the color of the base, and that one, and but in a sense where it's like a jungle, because one of, as you can see here, if this is supposedly if this is supposedly the how would you call this, a root, it's too clean. There should have been like some small roots there, and then some tint of green outside of the ruin, and then something like that. The dispos are actually done or painted very well, which is very good. Like I said, my only nitpick for this one is the base, this base. So that is for the paint. And then for the sculpt, as always, it's the face. The selling point of this piece is the face. It actually is very good. The expression is very good. I think so far this is the better, or how I would say, the one of the best face sculpt from XM, which is actually pretty nice. And another thing what I also like is the cape. I like how the cape flows in between the columns, and it somehow, as you can see from the side, it somehow resembles how nice looking, or how it shows like there's movement in him. So it's like moving, like he jumps and then the cape is waves or flows. That's very good. Later, I also like to point out some good things about as well with the cape, and there's some detail as well in the spear. And as you can see as well, I think this is metal, and then there's this leather straps. This is actually a very nice touch. More to that later with regards to the design. And as always, my nitpick is the base. So I would have wanted more really texture in the base, like old ruin. It doesn't really feel ruin, but it somehow portrays supposedly like a ruin. But when you touch it, not really that much. The color itself, it's not, for me, it's not that ruiny kind of feel yet. And then yeah, so there's also some detailed texture on his costume. This is very nice actually, all the way at the back here and there in the side as well, and that's actually pretty good. So yeah, that's it for the sculpt. And then for the design, this is actually one of my best things. I mean, that really had the point. So as you can see, the pose is very well made. The environment itself is really portraying, though some details might need to be added, but the concept, the design of it is really very nice. It's very Black Panther. And with the touch of mixed media like this one, I think this is metal. I'm not sure if this part is metal, but I'm not sure as well. The spear is metal or some carbon fiber, and then I think the tip is metal, and then there's the ropes also have like real rope. That's what made the design of this very good. And then, as I said, the cape is very well done. The flow of the cape is very well done. I think this is the best cape that XM did. But for me, really good. I think the Mysterio, I didn't really like how they made the cape, how they did the flow of the cape, but this one is very, very nice. And my only nitpick for this one, I mean, what I see like somehow awkward is this hand. So if you can see in his pose, he's crouching down, but somehow his hands is like that. you cannot do that in actual in real life, you know. It's very difficult. I also tried, and I do not know, but this finger, the thumb, and this one, somehow if you do it, it's very difficult. Maybe it's not difficult for him because he's Black Panther, but yes, it's kind of weird. So this, for me, this hand or this finger should have touched here, so that he would have like a very good grip on the stone as he based on his pose. So that one, and then he also has a the mask portrait or mask head, which is actually pretty good as well. But for me, I would like to use the unmasked one because this is the selling point for me, the head sculpt. So yeah. So this is basically very nice piece, and I really want this. I think this quite came out quite early as I expected. So I think now a lot of people will also get this piece. The X factor, as I mentioned, is the head sculpt. I really don't know, but I like the hair, how it's done. Though it's too clean from the sides, but I like the, how would say, the feeling of the head, and then how it looks. It's quite nice, and yeah. And in terms of no factor, I think there's not much problem. For me, there's no problem for this piece. Maybe some nitpicks, but maybe for some people it's fine. What I also like about this one is that it can actually fit in a Vesta. Though his head might come out, or this part, but it's still quite good. It still can fit. And yeah, I think that's all for now. I hope you enjoy, and I hope I can also have more reviews from now on since I've already settled down. So yeah, thank you for watching, and enjoy for more videos.